This is Newcap News with Mike Baden.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. Emmett, provincials continue on today.
Yeah, in hockey, 5 local teams made it to provincials. 3 were still in action today. I'll have highlights for you.
Perfect. And Elise, bit of a warning out there tonight.
Yeah, in Lloydminster and around the area as well. In the Battlefords right now, it's a winter storm watch that they have in effect. In Cold Lake, a snowfall warning in effect. And here in Lloydminster, we have a winter storm warning in effect. And so what that means is dangerous winter weather conditions. But right now in Lloydminster, we are sitting at 5 degrees, partly clouded over, winds coming in from the north-northwest at 21 kilometers per hour, gusting to 30, and the sunshine peeping through a little. And in the Lakeland region, clouded over, sitting at 6 degrees, 11 degrees in the Battlefords right now, and mainly sunny. I'll have more on your local forecast and what to expect from these warnings we have in effect coming up in a few minutes.
This weekend's Weddings on the Border bridal show was another hit with brides in the area, preparing for one of the biggest days of their lives. Elise Cox has more.
Brides flock to the Weddings on the Border bridal show to find what they need for their big day locally.
We want brides to know that they can come here and they can shop locally. 5 years ago when I started the show, that's what we were trying to promote, is local shopping.
With over 60 exhibitors, brides were assured to find just what they need.
There's a lot of great vendors at this show this year, a lot of different variety and a lot of great stuff for people to come out and check out.
So tons of different things, lots of decorators, photographers are huge this year. We have a few floral companies and cake companies are also big as well.
Brides have a chance to browse exhibitors based on their originality.
Capturing those moments, those tender moments, especially the mom and dad moments at the beginning where they are seeing their daughters for the first time.
Or even their creativity.
The sky's the limit with the flavors. If the bride wants a flavor, we'll find a way to make it. And with our designs for our wedding cakes, whatever the bride brings in for a picture, we're willing to do whatever they want.
But just because the show is held in Lloydminster doesn't mean the quality is any less than bigger markets.
Brides now realize that when they go to the big city and they go to the Bridal Fantasies, which is wonderful and great, that they don't find what they need for our venues and their budget. So brides can come here, and we've had multiple ones come through the show already saying that this is 10 times better than their experience in Edmonton.
And the bridal show has now become a platform to showcase local vendors and even start preparing for next year's show.
When you have a bride come in with a new idea for a cake, it's awesome because all of a sudden you've got a whole new avenue and then you can expand it on yourself later on for the next bridal fair. I love new ideas.
With all this innovation, it's no wonder next year's show is already being planned.
We were sold out of the show this year, and we have a huge waiting list for 2013. So people are really understanding the quality of the show.
Elise Cox, Newcap News.
The Vic Juba Community Theatre is playing host to a dance showcase here in the Border City. The showcase is set up by famed dance studio to prepare the students for the rest of the year. The festival program has over 300 students from Cold Lake, Provost, and Lloydminster, and the showcase prepares them for competitions later in the year.
Oh, it's just fantastic, especially this show today. This is our festival program. So these are kids that work very, very hard to attain very high goals. And we really hope that everybody goes away from this show feeling very confident that they've put so much work in, that there is a real prize for putting that much effort into something.
Well, it's really like a positive atmosphere. It's all fun and everyone's just so nice, and it's a good experience.
Competitions take place throughout the year and all over the world, so a showcase is a great way for the dancers to judge where they're at.
We've done workshops in LA at a place called The Edge Performing Arts, and we've performed in New York, so we've been all over the place, as well as our usual competitions, which is what we're preparing for today.
Traveling to other cities is important to a dancer's development.
It really makes a difference for them to see other dancers in other places so that it's not just them in their community. Same thing with dance festivals, but it's definitely different dancing in the States. There's a different vibe, so it's really good for them to see that.
Famed Dance will go over video and highlights of the night's performances to see what went well and what needs some work.
The festival showcase is kind of like an exam show for the students, but it's for them. So it's their time to get out and say, what else do I need to work on? What have I got done on my to-do list? I don't need to work on my ballet number anymore. I need to focus a little bit more on jazz.
Emmett joins us for sports, and Emmett, like we said off the top, provincials are underway, and so are the Lloydminster Blazers.
And they're doing all right. They have advanced to the semifinals, and we're just looking today. I'll have highlights of how they did. Lloydminster Pee Wee A Blazers finished second at their pool at Provincials this weekend with 2 wins and 1 loss, and that set up a semifinal showdown against the Wainwright Bisons. The two teams had met 5 times in the season, with the Bisons winning 3, including last weekend's league championship. 8 minutes into the first, it's Blake Fletcher blowing past the Blazers D. He finishes short side top cheddar. Minutes later, he's back again, dancing in front, but Camille Scherger pokes the puck away. It's still 1-0. At the other end, big Brendan Zinger is knocked down, sliding on the ice. He gets back up, gets the puck, but can't complete the wraparound. Little later on, the Bisons cough up the puck. Matty Moorbutter takes advantage, tying things up with just over a minute to go in the first. But the Bisons respond on the power play 40 seconds into the second. It's number 14, Logan Gainey, with a sweet one-timer. And there's more Bisons 5 minutes later. Fletcher's shot from the point is too tough to handle for Scherger, and Parker Soretsky jumps on the rebound. Right after that, Fletcher is in all alone in front. Scherger bails out the D. That sparks Lloydminster. Tate Morrell gives on the 2-on-1. Evan Simpson finishes. It's a 3-2 game. But Logan Gainey and Maxwell Fisher will go the other way and finish off their own 2-on-1 to restore the 2-goal lead. And then Parker Soretsky shows some serious skill to put one on net. It was initially ruled a high stick. The call overturned. It's a goal, and Blazers never recovered as they fall to the Bisons 6-2. Tate Morrell led the Blazers in tournament scoring with 3 goals and 3 assists in 4 games. Afterwards, it was a mix of emotions for the club.
Well, we all fought hard and battled. It was just kind of, I don't know, we just couldn't pull through on any of our hits and our shots and stuff. They battled hard, we battled hard, and just didn't have the good outcome.
It's pretty crazy. Like where we started at the beginning of the year, we didn't think, well, we were just imagining what it would feel like to get so close, and we got so close, but it's still fun.
I thought our boys showed a ton of heart this weekend. You know, we came out and we battled. We didn't quit. You know what, the boys stuck together as a team, and you know what, we came up short today.
So the Wainwright Bisons met the Whitecourt Brutes in this afternoon's provincial final. Both teams finished atop their respective pools. The Bisons scored 26 goals in 4 games. The Brutes scored 29. And leading the tournament in scoring has been Cameron Lockhart, who had 12 goals and 7 assists in just 4 games. This game was a little more subdued in the scoring. The Bison scored 2 goals in the final 3 minutes of the first period to take the early lead, but the Brutes battled back, led by, who else, Cameron Lockhart. The young superstar scored 2 goals in the second before his teammate Brandon Babiak potted one with 5.5 minutes left in the game to make the Brutes provincial champions with a 3-2 win. And there were 3 other Blazer teams in provincials this weekend. The female Pee Wee and AMMHL teams did not fare very well, but the boys Pee Wee AA's dominated round-robin play and advanced to the semifinals this afternoon. But in the semis, the Blazers were upset by the St. Albert Sabres. The Blazers actually led 2-1 halfway through the game, but the Sabres scored 4 unanswered goals, 3 in the third to take the provincial title. Ty Smith and Colby Proctor scored for Lloydminster, while Landon Bishop scored 2 goals, including the game winner for St. Albert. The top minor midget teams in Alberta battled it out this weekend at the Vern Davis Memorial, and the Lloydminster Rohan Rage continued their remarkable season by fighting their way into the Final 4. And it's the Lloydminster Rohan Rage facing off against the Knights of Columbus Centennials. In the second, Lloyd's down by 1. Bobby McMahon walks in and finds the open side of the cage to tie the game at 4. McMahon leading the Rage in playoff scoring this year. In the third, 26-goal scorer Zach Sylvester parks himself in front. He gets the fortunate bounce off the deflected pass. It's right on his tape. That's the game winner. The Rage advanced to the finals against the winner of the other semifinal. It would either be the Edmonton Southside Bulldogs or the St. Albert Flyers. 2-1 in the second when regular season scoring champ Paul Loveson finds the season's second leading scorer Brett Smythe in front. The Flyers are leading by 2, but before the frame is done, remember when you were told never pass the puck in front of the net? This is why. Patrick Gore's got no chance as the puck goes off his defender's skate and behind him. 3-3 after regulation, and it's the Flyers who prevail in double overtime to set up a final against the Rage today. And in the finals, it was the St. Albert Flyers who came out with all the momentum. The Flyers scored 3 goals in the first period to lead 3-1 after 1. The Rage's Zach Sylvester scored the only goal of the second period to pull the Rage within 1 with 1 period to play. And despite outshooting the Flyers 20-8 in the final frame, the Rage were not able to put one past Patrick Gora, while the Flyers scored 2 empty netters to win the tournament with a dramatic 5-2 win. That's your first look at Newcap Sports. Stay tuned for more news and weather after the break.